Welcome everyone to this explainer. Look, if you're an IT manager, a CTO, or literally anyone involved in getting digital products out the door, you already know the pressure is constantly on. That "we needed this shipped yesterday" mentality, yeah, it's incredibly real. Today we're unpacking some absolutely fascinating insights from Litech on how AI automated QA is fundamentally changing the game. Okay, let's dive into this.
Think about your current pipeline for a second. Are your QA tests actually slowing down your releases? I mean, modern digital products are evolving incredibly fast. We're talking about new features being pushed out weekly or sometimes even daily. But here's the harsh reality. While development speeds up, manual testing and those horribly brittle automated scripts are often bottlenecking the whole shebang. And this bottleneck isn't just frustrating. It is massively expensive. Get this. On average, QA tasks consume a staggering 25% of a company's entire IT budget. That's right, a full quarter of your budget. And the real kicker here? Most of these costs aren't even going towards solving complex problems. They're just being completely drained by repetitive, routine maintenance tasks.
So, here is our agenda for today. First, 1. The modern QA bottleneck. Then, 2. AI, the ultimate QA upgrade. 3. What AI actually automates. 4. 5 steps to implementation. And finally, 5. Testing AI-powered products.
Section 1. The modern QA bottleneck.
So, as release speeds increase across the tech industry, traditional manual testing simply cannot keep up with the sheer volume of checks required before every single release. But honestly, it's not just manual testing that's struggling here. Even traditional automated tests are fundamentally flawed because they are just incredibly brittle. We all know the agony, right? You tweak a single button's location by a few pixels, and boom, suddenly your engineering team has to rewrite 50 testing scripts all over again from scratch. It's exhausting.
And this exact inefficiency is driving a massive industry shift. According to market analysts, while about 40% of companies are using AI in testing right now, approximately 80% of development teams are going to integrate these tools into their QA processes in the coming year. That contrast, jumping from 40% to 80%, is huge. It shows that this is an absolutely urgent evolution for development teams.
Section 2. AI, the ultimate QA upgrade.
And this brilliantly illustrates what's happening. This isn't just a trendy buzzword. Research actually shows measurable, statistically stable growth in your most critical QA metrics. Looking at the projected 2026 QA market split, we're seeing 62.5% manual testing and 37.5% automated testing. What's super fascinating here is that manual testing isn't dying at all. It's just shifting. Human testers are being freed up to focus on the really complex user interface issues, usability flaws, and non-standard scenarios, while AI takes over that heavy 37.5% automated slice.
Let's contrast the old with the new to see exactly why that shift is happening. Traditional automation hits about 76% defect detection accuracy. AI, it pushes that to 90%. Test coverage jumps from 82% up to 95%. It turns out machine learning models are just plain better at finding hidden dependencies in a system's behavior. You know, those complex, rare scenarios that humans just naturally overlook during manual verification?
And the financial ROI? It's absolutely undeniable. By automating test generation and execution with neural networks, AI drops the total cost of testing down to just 25% of its previous cost. You heard that right. You are essentially quartering your testing budget while drastically improving your overall quality.
Section 3. What AI actually automates. Now, that all sounds great on paper, but what are these AI tools actually doing day to day in your pipeline? Well, AI generates test cases from API docs 3 to 5 times faster. It analyzes logs to find the root causes of failures during load testing. But the absolute game changer here is self-updating tests. Remember that brittle script nightmare we just talked about? AI solves this by automatically updating your tests after interface changes. No more manual rewrites just because a UI element moved.
The efficiency gain is just massive. Tasks that used to require days of manual preparation are now completed in minutes, literally minutes. AI strips away the routine burdens, like writing endless test cases and fixing broken UI tests. In fact, this level of automation reduces the cost of maintaining your test base to about 70%. It fundamentally changes how your QA engineers get to spend their time.
Section 4. 5 steps to implementation.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actionable playbook. Because, how do you actually deploy this without going on a massive hiring spree? Here's the 5-step process. Step 1.
Analyze your current QA processes to find the bottlenecks. Step 2. Generate test cases based on requirements in API docs. Step 3 goes a step further, generating the actual auto tests and code. Step 4 is stabilization, where your human QA engineers review and refine the logic. And finally, Step 5. Integrate those stable auto tests directly into your CI/CD pipeline for regular automatic startup.
The operational wins from executing those 5 steps are pretty staggering. Auto test creation is accelerated 3 to 5 times. You can run your test 8 to 20 times more frequently, your QA specialists actually see their workload reduced by 15 to 20%, and the overall cost of developing and fixing bugs drops by up to 28%. So you're scaling your quality control capabilities without scaling your headcount.
Section 5. Testing AI-powered products.
Now, this brings us to the crucial plot twist of this explainer. What happens when your own product utilizes AI, machine learning, or LLM solutions? Here is the fundamental challenge. Traditional testing is deterministic. You input X, you expect Y, every single time. But AI systems, they are not. An AI model might work perfectly from a technical standpoint, but still invent facts, or respond entirely differently to the exact same prompt tomorrow than it did today. Because of this non-deterministic nature, you need an entirely new set of testing parameters. You've got to test for accuracy of responses, resilience to ambiguous queries, and explicitly watch out for hallucinations, where the AI presents false information as a stone-cold fact. And here is a vital warning for you. Even if a third-party vendor developed the AI model for you, you still have to test it. The vendor tested it on their data. You are strictly responsible for testing how it behaves on your specific user data in real-world scenarios.
So, the crucial point is understanding model drift. Model drift measures whether the quality of an AI model's work is maintained over time as training data and user behaviors naturally change. Unlike static traditional software, AI requires continuous monitoring to make sure it hasn't drifted away from its intended accuracy. It's almost like a living thing you have to keep an eye on.
And honestly, ignoring these specific AI testing parameters is incredibly risky. To quote the source directly, fixing problems after the launch of an AI product usually costs significantly more than detecting them at the testing stage. Releasing untested AI can lead to an immediate loss of user trust, severe financial losses, and massive costs for system improvements down the line. It's just not worth the risk.
Which leaves us with one vital question to wrap things up. Is your QA pipeline truly ready for the AI era? If you're still relying on humans to maintain brittle scripts, you are already falling behind. It's time to embrace the automation that will future-proof your releases. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.